Welcome to Big Words Authors, a new channel involving writing, blogging, publishing, articles, blog posts, books, everything, all of it. Welcome to Big Words Authors. Hey everyone, I have a small ask from this side of the camera. Please smash that like button no matter how long you stay. And also, well, everybody here is new, so please consider subscribing to the channel if you are watching this offering. Well, hey everyone, welcome to Big Words Authors. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar. I do an introduction video for I do have some experience YouTubing, so you may have seen me around the YouTube streets before, but perhaps you haven't. But I think it's a good practice to do an introduction or an introductory video for when you're launching something like this. So I am a regulatory scientist. I have a science background. I have a PhD in pharmacology, and my bachelor's degree is in general biology. I think I said those in reverse. I have a general degree in biology from Johnson C. Smith University, and I have a PhD in pharmacology from the University of Michigan. Right now, I am a regulatory scientist, which is a scientific capacity, but it's in regulatory, so it's in the federal service. So I am a federal employee. I work for the federal government. That job involves a lot of thinking, and it involves quite a bit of writing. I think the general public doesn't know a lot about the science world. And so in doing doesn't sound very impressive. In conducting my graduate research and my postdoctoral research leading up to my federal career, in addition to doing all of the experiments at the bench, there was a huge writing component. So I have been writing for a while. I have, even before that, I was journaling in an actual journal for a good chunk of my life before we developed all of these digital tools. So that's a brief history of me. But I am also I am now a published author. I am a self-published author. This is my book project, The Engineers, A Western New York Basketball Story, Part 1, Innocent Basketball Dreams. This is now available on Amazon in the ebook, hardcover, and paperback editions. Soon I will be selling signed copies on my own store, the Big Words Authors store. And this may be, I'm going to keep it vague, but this may be available on another platform soon. But that's me. That's who I am. I have some experience YouTubing. I have a lot of experience writing science on science-related concepts and topics. I have a lot of experience blogging. And now I am a newly published author. And I thought that I would start a channel just talking about writing to connect with other writers, to talk about my book, and also to maybe open up dialogues and lay a blueprint for young, aspiring writers. So I'm going to keep this brief. I think I said this in the intro, and I will revisit this in subsequent content. But I started writing, well, actually at an early age. I mean, I think in elementary school, we all write. But I remember my father, shout out to my father. My father told me at an early age, you have a talent for this. You have a gift for writing. But it's something that I never really took seriously until after finishing my college education. But for a number of years, I journaled by hand until we got Microsoft Word and all of these other technologies and gadgets. So that's how I started writing. I wrote for the Examiner, examiner.com. It no longer exists. Then I started the Big Words blog site, which is my original blog. So I have two blogs. And then when I started venturing out into the more literary front in leading up to the self-publishing of my book, I started Big Words Authors, which is the name for this channel as well. So there's the Big Words blog site, and there's also Big Words Authors. I'll leave the links below in the description box. And I will talk about those platforms and what Big Words and Big Words Authors, there's a significance to that name. And I'll discuss that in subsequent content. But that's how I started writing. And then as I got closer and closer to completing my self-published authorship, I don't know if that sounded right. As I got closer and closer to completing my book and throwing it up on Amazon and selling it, I started learning a host of new lessons. And I thought that, well, that those lessons and other lessons would be worth capturing here on YouTube. And maybe someone else would want to hear about those lessons. So I mentioned my father and his words of encouragement when I was a youngster in terms of telling me that I had the gift for writing and that I was good at it. But I have to acknowledge my mother as well. My mother is a veteran writer and a grant writer, and she is an expert on English grammar and syntax, and she has been instrumental and critical in my writing journey. I mean, everything from the words that she gave me when I said that I wanted to start this journey, which I'll talk about on this channel, and also proofreading and editing my articles for the Examiner, my blog posts, my essays, and my book project that engineers a Western New York basketball story. None of this would have gotten done without her. This channel would not be here without her. And yeah, it's interesting. I think in some instances you become what your parents are, and it looks like that is the case for me as well. And I think I mentioned some of this in the previous two parts of this video, why I started this channel, again, to talk about my book, to market myself as a self-published author, to connect with other authors and writers, and also to give some crumbs of wisdom to young and aspiring authors. So I thought that there are multiple sectors of YouTube, and I thought that it will be fun to venture out into this sector. And well, I'm a scientist, so just to see what would happen. So that's why I started this channel. I started it for multiple reasons, but ultimately it's it stemmed from a love of writing and wanting to share that love with others and connect with others. So what you'll find here is you'll find discussions about writing. Even I think I'll touch upon how I started writing. I'm going to expand everything, starting my blog, starting to write for the Examiner. And then I'll talk about what it was like writing the Engineers, a Western New York basketball story, and the publishing journey. I'm going to talk about that. I've learned a lot of lessons about that. This is actually an ongoing process. I have a much better understanding now of what goes into creating a book and what they do at these professional writing houses. And those are the things that you'll find here. Just discussions on writing, books, articles, blog posts. Maybe I'll even talk about what goes into starting a blog. All of that will be discussed here. But I think I will start with, well, let me think about what I'll start with. But those are the things that you will find here. And if you're watching this, if you found this, please let me know in the comments section what kinds of things you would like to hear about. And also, if you are a published author yourself and you would like to come on and talk about your book and your journey and what you're doing, I like talking with people as well. I could talk for a whole hour and I can talk for hours and hours, but YouTubing is a lot more fun when you're talking with others who have similar journeys and who are like-minded. So I'm going to wrap this up here. Please like, share, and subscribe. I have a newsletter, which I will leave in the description box below. And I think I will stop this here. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Always try to do your best. Take care, and I will talk to you the next time. There's a significance to that, to both of those. Your attitude determines your altitude, and always try to do your best. And I'll be talking about those on this channel as well. Take care, and I will talk to you the next time. And thank you for joining me on this journey.